An effective approach in pitching is to help the client focus on the before and after situation. That is, how does their business operate today and how will it look after your solution is in place? The customer's current state compared to their desired state can be an extremely powerful approach to use when pitching your value. It's highly emotional for the customer, and you need to make it so. Too many salespeople talk about facts and figures and performance and throughput, and it's all very logical and it's all very factual, but it's not all that interesting to the customer. What's more interesting to them is how their world will look and feel as a result of your solution being in place. So for example, let's say that today your customer is experiencing challenges with their business. Let's paint a scenario here. Let's say that the salespeople are having customers call them up and complain because their orders are always being delivered late, or sometimes the wrong product is being delivered with a note that they'll get the product that they wanted when it's in stock, but currently it's out of stock. Let's say that this is creating customer service problems, and the sales force and the call center desk in your business is experiencing all sorts of irate customers calling. It's taking people away from their normal work, it's increasing their stress, and there's a massive challenge here. Well, let's talk about that with the customer. How does this make them feel? What other things could they be doing with their time that would be more productive than having to deal with customer service problems? Of course, the customer is important to them, but there's other things that they could be getting on with if this problem went away. Let's say that some of the stress has been so bad, some salespeople or customer service people have said, I've had enough, it's too much, I'm moving on. So now there's a staff attrition problem. And with staff attrition, there's all the costs of replacing those people and so forth. Well, somebody in the customer's organization is going to be feeling a whole lot of stress, a whole lot of embarrassment about this. Now, your solution might be able to solve this for them. Let's say that as you dig into this sale, you discover that the root cause for all of this is inefficiencies in their warehouse. They don't have barcoding systems in place. They don't really know what stock they have from day to day. As a result of this, they can't easily advise the sales force what they can sell on a day-to-day basis or how long it's going to take to get replacement equipment or parts in. As a result of this, the salespeople are taking orders only to later find that they have to disappoint the customer. And this is why the warehouse is sending alternative products to the customers. And this is creating all sorts of costs in terms of their vans going out and doing deliveries and then going out and returning products only to return back again with the new product when it actually is in stock. So transportation costs are up. The warehouse manager is also frustrated by this situation, but he feels there's nothing he can do about it. So right now we understand the warehouse manager is embarrassed and frustrated and overworked. The customer services team in the call center are having terrible problems, and the salespeople are also embarrassed and are starting to lose revenue from some of their customers. These three departments all see the situation a little differently. It affects them all a little bit differently, but it's all part of the same problem. Your role as a salesperson is to have asked enough good questions so that you can see a 20,000-foot view looking down on the customer's business to see how all these different situations are actually connected. And it might be that if you're in the business of selling new automation and barcoding systems into warehouses, you can solve a problem that 3 different departments are facing and make them all incredibly happy. Well, what you need to do in pitching your value is talk to the warehousing team about how internal departments are complaining to them and how their reputation is on the line and how they need to solve issues and learn more about those business metrics that they are measured on, their key performance indicators, if you will. And talk to them about how that current challenge that they have can actually go away and be replaced with the future state that you can deliver, which is a much more streamlined, much more efficient approach. And then you'll go to the sales department and say to them, as a result of fixing things in the warehouse, the following problems that they've expressed to you will go away. And in the future, their customers won't be getting the wrong orders. The delivery vans will be getting their deliveries there on time. There won't be embarrassment, there won't be cancelled orders, and there won't be customer defections to the competition, which also helps their revenue start to stabilise. And in the call centre, for the customer service department, as you're talking to them about what value looks like to them, you would talk about the current state and the future state there as well. And the future state would include retention of staff, fewer absentee days as people are taking sickies because they can't stand the stress, and fewer people complaining about the inefficiencies in other departments, which means an increase in morale. So by finding a problem in a customer's organisation and understanding what your business can do to solve that problem, some salespeople just say, we can solve certain issues with our solution and it looks like X. Your role as a salesperson is to think of the different departments and the different stakeholders that your solution will impact, and go to each of them and talk about the current state versus the future state with your solution in place. But focus on asking them about how it would make them feel. What would it mean to them if these problems can go away? This creates the emotion around the situation for them. You will find that many of your customers will emote. That is, they will very clearly talk to you about how it makes them feel. People can't hold back on that sort of thing. It's extremely genuine and it's an authentic discussion to have with them. But when you show them that these problems can be taken away with your solution, they start to feel hope. And that triggers another emotion, which is equally, if not more powerful. They start to see your solution in terms of what it will do for them at a personal level and at a departmental level, which they feel emotionally involved in. When customers start to feel emotionally connected to the outcomes that you can deliver to them, they will speak on behalf of your solution. They will want your solution. And so it's very important that you get into the habit of pitching the before and after situation that you can bring to them. Now, in their current state, the sorts of things that you'll be looking to identify, and you should have done this earlier in the sale through some skilled questioning, is what their current state means to them in terms of the inefficiencies that are there, the costs that are there. Maybe there are errors that are occurring. Maybe their reputation is on the line. Maybe there are delays or quality issues. Maybe they're not in compliance with some of the service level agreements they have with their own customers. Or maybe they're missing some of their growth targets in the market as a whole. This is the current state brought about as a result, usually of customers not keeping up with the times, not modernizing, having inefficient structures, or whatever are the typical reasons why customers get into trouble. Your solution creates the future desired state. This is in terms of how you can change public opinion. You can help them be more compliant. You can help them be more efficient. You can take away that stress. You can provide greater profit and returns. You can help the analysts look more favorably upon them. You can help them service their customers better. You can help them combat their competitors better. All of these are charged with emotion and ambition that the customer will want to take hold of. If you simply turn up and pitch your value in saying, here's what other customers have said about us, it won't be enough. If you go up and pitch your value in terms of, here's what we can do for your company as a whole, it may not be enough. But if you go person by person, department by department, and personalize your pitch of value, contrasting their current state and the future desired state, they will be more connected to your solution and they will want it more than you can possibly achieve with a generic boilerplate value proposition. So think about personalizing this and contrasting the current and the future state that you can deliver.